The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I always need someone to, oh, the sharing thing just came up. I wonder why that is. You can still see the screen?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why. Can you see that sharing thing in the middle of the Bash Camp thing?
No.
That's really weird. I've never had that come up. It's like a little box that says sharing. All right, someone needs to text me and let me know that we can hear you, or that you can hear us, I mean. We obviously can't hear you. We always want to make sure that what we're saying and doing is being seen. All right, I see a message that says I can see and hear. All good. Thanks, guys. I see Courtney and Carissa. Jessica, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we appreciate you guys letting us know. I do have this weird little screen in here, though, and I don't know why it's here. It's like really strange. I'm going to try. I can't even move it. It's really weird. Well, we will get started. So we're excited you're all with us this evening. Erica is with me. Say hi, Erica.
Hi.
All right, can see and hear. Thank you. Should we turn on our webcam for a second?
Okay, let's see if I can.
I just tried mine, but it didn't work. Oh, there I am. There we are.
Hi.
What we see is Bash Camp. That's exactly what you should see. So that's good. So we just want to always say hi and, you know, just let you see us visually for a second, and then we're going to shut off because you don't want to watch us all night, right? So,
No.
all right, we're going to turn us off and we'll get started. So let me do that right now. People can see you. Now they can't. All right, we're ready to go. Let's go. Why did it turn me back on? That's really weird. Okay, now we're okay. Great. All right, let's get started. So welcome to week 2 of Bash Camp. It's always an exciting time as we get into the second week, and lots of stuff to cover tonight. So here we are, our wonderful mantra that we start with all the time. I am a Bash camper. I am, I can, I will, I do. And I just honestly just have Colby in my mind every time I say that because he was so good at saying it. So it's kind of cool. So, and we know that you joined Bash Camp because you want more out of your business, and we hope that you joined because you want to party. And so we are, of course, going to provide you with some great information, we hope, and we're going to challenge you a bit, and certainly we hope that we will help you. And our big goal is for you to achieve your goals. That's the intent of this entire training that we go through. So Blend Bash as we know it, again, our goal is really about helping you develop into a better consultant. So there's the Blend Bash is kind of a foundation for this training, but we talk about a lot of other stuff that we really hope will help you in all areas of your business. And of course, to try a Blend Bash, many of you already do them, but there's many of you that don't. So our goal would be for you to submit at least one Blend Bash party before the 25th of April. You got plenty of time to do that. So we just really want you to give it a shot because we're very excited about what the Blend Bash is doing, but we know there's also many other ways for you to do your business, and that is okay. So I always like to cover our communication plan because I always get questions about it. So we do a Wednesday reminder, which of course came out yesterday. On Fridays, we do an email that comes out to you that has the recap of all the assignments that we talk about with, of course, the appropriate links. We ask you to complete that survey for the weekly assignment because that's how we know that you're doing some of the things. The registration link, of course, for the following week is in there as well. And just keep track of your assignments as you go. We have that cool little sheet I'm going to show you in a second. And I do get a number of questions of people asking me, like if you did a survey or like when you did the trust quiz, that kind of stuff, like how do we know that you did that stuff? You don't have to let us know. When you do the weekly assignment survey, that's what tells us. So when you're answering those questions and letting us know that you completed certain things, that's how we know. The things that are actually done through SurveyMonkey, we get results of that. That's why every one of those surveys asks your ID number, because that's how we can identify that you actually completed that assignment as well. So I think that's it on the communication. And then, of course, graduating from Bash Camp, we certainly want you to do that to realize the benefits that it offers. And you guys have seen this from last week, so I'm not going to cover this in particular, but we're really excited about the reunion recognition that's going to happen this year for the first time for our Pink Sapphires. They're going to be crossing stage. So, Erica, I don't know if there's anything on here that you want to share. just know that there's 10 points for each assignment. So she's got that listed that if there's more than one assignment in a given week, you've got multiple 10-point opportunities there. And if you do each assignment, it's a total of 130 points. And then there's those 3 bonus option or assignments that are 10 points each. So if you did everything, it would be 160 points, but you could skip a few of the 10-pointer assignments and do your bonuses. I mean, any combination of these, basically 13 things, or I guess, yeah, a combination of 13 things, that would be right, or Erica, for 130 points. Doesn't matter to us. That's up to you. So is there anything else through there that you would want to mention to them?
No, just note that you do, just because there's that completion survey, if we go back especially for the, let's say, week 1, where you have the income goal setter and the trustworthy quiz and be in the know, we can track and be in the know quiz to see if you did it. So even if you complete the survey, make sure you're still doing that quiz.
Definitely. Thank you for pointing that out. So yeah, each of the assignments are important, and the assignment completion one is what kind of tells us some of the ones that we can't track, like the income goal setter and that trustworthy. That's how we find out you did it. So really important. The other thing is that we will do an update about halfway through Bash Camp, just to kind of let you know where you are with your assignments. And then you have 2 weeks after Bash Camp completes in order to finish and turn everything in. So I just did a quick look or overview of week 1, the Be in the Know quiz, and then the assignment completion survey. And that tells you how many people actually completed it. So 330 of you did the Be in the Know, and 334 of you did the assignment completion survey. So there is a number of you that have not done those first few weeks of assignments. So just be aware of that. If you haven't done it yet, just try to catch up. All right, let's see. Sometimes I tell you, this thing just doesn't advance, and I don't know why. Makes me kind of crazy. All right, so this was just a little image of the checklist that Erica had created. Just a reminder to use that, because it's a great way for you to kind of keep track of your points as you're going. So that's that. And then, I think, is it your turn yet, Erica? I'm not looking at the slide numbers. I just realized I don't have my slide numbers in front of you, or in front of me.
No, but I can take.
No, it's all right. I'll cover it. I got you, because you cover up with a couple, so I'm good. All right, so we have been through the establishing goals and building trust, and we are now tonight working on how to build relationships with your contacts. So that's our big topic for this evening, which of course is highlighted right here. So
now,
not with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in week 2 of Bash Camp, we're going to be focusing on 3 keys that are important to your success of moving through the stages in the selling process. As you know, everyone fragrances their home in some sort of way, whether it's using a candle, a reed diffuser, an aerosol air freshener, or a plug-in. We know if you expose enough people to your products, you have a chance of selling something. But what's important in this process is your ability to connect and build a relationship with your customer, so they can continue to buy from you, refer you, and become more than a customer down the road. Meaning they could host a party for you, join your team, or even promote your business through their network for your benefit. So understanding this process and why these stages are key will help you improve your results. You will never develop a good, loyal customer base if you don't learn the key to building relationships.
Very
the next
good.
slide.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. No, because we kind of skipped slides. Okay.
All right. See, I think I have my
I think
slides.
you're ahead. Yeah, you're a little ahead.
You can tell, like, we're tag teaming this thing, and I'm getting confused. There's no question about it. So, okay. So if you've ever heard the term inbound marketing and outbound marketing, this concept is what I personally call pull and push energy. So pull energy is inbound marketing.
Hey, Connie, it's not showing that screen.
How about that one?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, awesome. Thank you. So the pull energy, which is inbound marketing, is the most effective way and simply means that people are coming to you rather than you constantly going to them. So it doesn't mean that you won't share offers and sales like you typically do, but they will respond more positively and maybe even contact you when they have a gift buying need or they're ready to join your team after becoming a Pink Zebra believer. So inbound marketing just demonstrates itself through endorsements from your customers or your professional clients, maybe your social media posts from a host who just had a great experience with you and she posts something on her page, or even third-party endorsements. So a great example of inbound marketing is when you have a host and customers posting their welcome to our Blend Bash sign. You guys, of course, know that very well. I've seen a number of them going out there. But when they're doing that, and it looks like they're spending some quality time with their friends and they're sharing their experience with others. So that's when someone else says, I love this, it's so much fun, and they're sharing with other people. So you certainly can promote that by encouraging your host and your guests at a party to post something fun to their Facebook pages and then offer to put them in a drawing if they do it at the party. And if they post to their pages and then ask their friends to share it, it's a way for you to just get more attention on your product and what you do as a business. So once they tag a few friends, that social media spread starts to really begin. Then push energy or outbound marketing means that you're constantly looking for ways to promote your business. So all your posts are about product deals or sales or ways that they can join your team. And even though those that are necessary, those things are necessary, they should represent a small portion of your strategy. And if you've ever heard Melina Dixon talk about what she does from a social media standpoint, she posts a lot of just fun articles, maybe even recipes or different things like that, or maybe some decorated tips or ideas that don't always go through that process of trying to sell them something. So just consider ways that you can build those relationships with those that you meet so that they want to do that for you because you've connected with them and that they like really doing business with you. So there's certainly nothing better than a personal testimonial from someone that deals with you and offers a glowing report of how it is to do business with you that they share with someone else. This just shows you some of the social marketing signs. Okay, so let's look at the actual customer development process as it really relates to e-commerce. So it attracts a lead. I mean, you guys have all seen ads all the time that just promote a product that possibly entices you to click on their website. They probably share the benefits and or the features on their site so that they can convert you into a customer. That's their goal. So they may offer a special to close the sale, so you'll make that buying decision right then. And then, of course, they ship quickly if they are a reputable company. They send you a nice email thanking you for your business, and they hope that you remain a customer as they continue to market to you. That's a typical process. So how can you take that same process of customer development with your Pink Zebra business and even more so to Blend Bash, since that's kind of our topic? So on the bottom half of this particular process, the Blend Bash really creates a potential way for you to do business with someone that really may have shied away from parties before just because of that whole party stigma. They don't like the presentation. They don't like sitting there listening to somebody for an hour. So it serves this changing market that we absolutely are seeing that is really in love with that shop and mingle type of party and leaving that long presentation behind. So we're going to show you in this training tonight a sales process that should ultimately lead to future business with the specific goal of building relationships with your customers. So the process looks like this if you follow it along that bottom section, using your Frank list that we're going to talk about tonight to write down some prospects, both whether as a customer for buying product, whether a host, of course, for having a party, or someone that might be interested in joining your team. And for this exercise, we're going to be focusing on bookings specifically in terms of the Frank list itself. But the Frank list is something that you use for any kind of customer and business that you're looking for. So we'll walk you through a survey process just to solicit feedback from your customers. And in this process, there's no expectation of business right then. After the survey process, you're going to share the survey results with them through a targeted email campaign with the goal, hopefully, of booking a party or specifically booking a Blend Bash. So, and lastly, just book the customer and then deliver a great party experience, because that's going to be what customers are going to share, what they're going to remember about you. It's really where everything comes together in terms of this process of developing a customer. Okay, so most consultants, I'm sure some of you, when you started your Pink Zebra business, start out with what we call the warm leads. So these people are people in your life that you know well and that you believe are going to support you in your business. And you just have to understand that you cannot sustain a business on just those warm leads. I had a next door neighbor of mine who sold, honestly, she did, Party Light. I was going to say it's a competitor kind of company, but she did Party Light. She would have a party at her home every single month, and she would invite the same group of us every single month. So after a while, we just got tired of going, needless to say, and stopped, and her business came to a screeching halt. So you have to really learn to use that warm market to get yourself started. But then, of course, you're going to tap into the people that they know that currently don't have a relationship with you. So those future customers are going to come from those warm leads. It's obviously where we all start, but those people will be the ones that will probably turn out to be your most valuable connections. And I will absolutely tell you that it's easier to do business with those that you don't really know than those that you do. So this really brings us to our first assignment for tonight, which is really assignment number 4 on your tracking form. So if you're paying attention to that or looking at that spreadsheet that we have, it's assignment number 4. So the whole thing is about creating that frank list that we talked about as a way of expanding your market potential. So you start out, of course, with those that you know in each of these categories that are listed here, and then start thinking about others that you don't have a relationship with yet. So that could be people like your hairstylist, your nail salon owner, different people that are in your community, in your neighborhoods, whatever. So we're going to ask you to create 2 separate frank lists. One that you have a cell phone number for, and those that you don't. So, and I just want to share a quick cell phone number tip, because one of the things that I do with as many people as I talk to, I did it when I was in the business, and I now do it with all of you. When anyone calls me that I've not had a conversation with, it's not in my contact list before, once I finish my conversation with you, I immediately go in and add you as a contact. So if I'm going to get a phone call back from you or want to reach out to you again in the future, I've got your information in my phone. And it's a great way to build your contact list pretty simply. So I would just encourage you to do the same thing. As you speak with customers, as a host contacts you, or you're reaching out to hosts, put them in your contact list, because then it just makes it easier for you to also control when those phone calls do come in. Is this somebody that I need to grab right now, or is it someone that I can wait until after we finish dinner, as an example? So some of you that have been in the business a while, you probably have, I could say, 100 or hundreds of leads that you've developed over the years, depending on how long you've been in. So putting customers on this list that you really want to connect with this week, because I don't expect you to go through and write down all the customers that you have on this frank list for this exercise we're going to do. This is really about people that you're going to connect with over this next week. If you're newer to the business, your job is really to begin building that list. Whether you ever saw the frank list before, or you've seen it and never really done anything with it, or you've never seen it before at all. There's just many people in your life that you may not have contact with on a day-to-day basis, but could be great leads for you. So even though that you're going to be adding names to this list for this particular assignment, our hope is that you'll continue building this list over time to just develop those leads. So I would honestly carry a spiral binder with me in my purse, one of those smaller ones. So as I would run across somebody or meet somebody and I wanted to get their information, I could write it down there, and then I would transfer it to my lead system or frank list or whatever it is that you use. So also just networking with people that are well connected in your community, or maybe own a business like some of those ideas that are suggested there, that have clients that are in and out all day, and they can be great resources for you. So one of the things with going through actually being part of networking groups, one of the things that they do is that you share your business and they share theirs. So the idea behind it is that if you ever run across someone that might need an insurance agent, you recommend somebody that, of course, is in part of your networking group. The same happens with them as they run across people that might want to fragrance their home or have talked about decor or whatever the case might be, they will refer you. So being part of network groups can be very, very successful. So hairstylists or massage therapists, I think are great examples of that kind of thing. And I would say most of the professionals do a good job of building relationships with their clients, or their businesses wouldn't survive. So that means that clients trust their recommendations. So select people that you really believe have a good reputation, that people seem to to trust or do business with that you obviously have a relationship with, and share what you do so that they possibly can be a referral source for you. So I would say that I just wanted to share that my hairstylist is really a great example of that kind of networker that has great connections with her customers that I would completely trust to share my business with, to have her share me with other people that she knows. Most of her business comes from referrals from current clients. She does very little advertising and promoting. So I've been going to her for years, and I would never consider switching with her unless she honestly quits. There's at least 10 hair salons between where I live and where her salon is, but I still use her. She actually had a move to a new salon that was about 35 minutes away from me. Thank goodness it was only for about 6 months, but I still followed her out there because she's just somebody that I really trust and respect, and she does a great job. But what brings me back again and again to her is her service. She's a good stylist, but her service really matters. And she stays connected. She's always on time. She's extremely personable. And I just feel like she truly cares about me and my family in terms of just the conversations that she's had. Or that we've had. So you're in your customers' homes all the time. And it is the best place to develop a relationship when you see their home. Sometimes you meet their family, you see their family pictures or trips that they've taken, hear about their vacations. You really learn to ask questions when you're setting up and when you're doing your host coaching calls that really help you to learn more about your host lifestyle and her family situation. The more you get to know her and her or him and just have those conversations, the easier it is for you to build that relationship and build that rapport. And as you build that relationship, the customer development process that we talked about earlier just flows well, and you begin to do business together. So she's referring you and you're referring her. So just stay connected with just checking in. That's how we kind of build that rapport, doing customer calls on a regular basis, doing the 222 follow-up, ask about their personal lives. I mean, all of those things help to develop the relationships that you have with your customers. And just if you can't keep track of things that your customers tell you, then keep notes, because it's a really easy way. If you keep a contact card of some sort, or you have a lead management system that you use, keep track of previous conversations so that when you do connect, you can say, so how was that vacation that you guys took last month, whatever it might be. Customers really do not want to feel like they're being sold to all the time. So when you start to build that relationship and ask some of those questions and follow up with, maybe a child that was sick or whatever it might be, they will absolutely appreciate that. And if they make a buying decision or decide to host or join your team, you really have a chance to show them your professional service and your expertise with the products as you obviously move into that mode of either doing a party in their home or them actually becoming part of your team. So by being good at what you do, they're going to enjoy having you in their home as they introduce you to their friends, because that is a big deal, no question. If they're going to open up their market to you and introduce you to their friends, they want someone that they feel extremely comfortable with. So your hosts, of course, are your portal to those future business, those people that you don't know today. So you want to make sure that you treat them well and you service them well. So this is the Frank list that we're talking about. You'll have the link in the email that goes out tomorrow if you don't know where the Frank list is in the back office, because it is there, but we'll make sure it's in your email link tomorrow. So that will help you with this part of the assignment. So those on list A, you have a cell phone number for, so you can list them there. And then those on list B, you probably already connect with them. You don't have a cell phone number for them, but you connect with them through texting or messenger or even email. So just consider adding some people that you've never done business with before, but you would love to. So if you put this list together, have some of your warm and friendly, customers that you love doing business with, but then also consider some people that maybe you haven't connected with. Maybe they've only purchased from you one time and you've never had an opportunity to do business with them again. Or maybe it's somebody in your community that you would really love to connect with because they are a good networker. Try to challenge yourself to put some names on there that might just develop some new business for you. So now we're going to put this to good use, and we're going to work on the process of really building that stronger relationship with your customers. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So always remember that when a customer buys from you once, It's what I would call a hit and run sale. Maybe they've been into a party, they did a purchase, but they've never purchased from you again. When they buy from you again, that relationship is starting to form. And by the time they buy from you a third time, they really have become a customer. So if you continue to treat them well and you provide them good professional service, they're going to remain a customer for as long as you stay connected. So I used to have, honestly, consultants on my team that would sell to a customer once, never have any follow-up, never have any, return business whatsoever. A year later, another consultant somewhere else in the area would reach out to that customer, maybe possibly host a party with them. Maybe they made a purchase. It comes out at a meeting, or, the customer mentions to the other consultant that she bought something from so-and-so, and they would be mad. So I just want to tell you that you don't own any customer, and that it is really up to you to develop that relationship and service that customer. Sorry, there's a fire engine driving by my house right now. A little loud. Because you really don't own your customer. That relationship that you build and their desire to do business with you again comes from the service that you provide. So, Erica, I think this is yours.
Hi. Okay. So we're going to go through the sales process mentioned previously. The step one, of course, it begins with knowing if you are good at retaining customers, just like Connie said. Meaning, are they buying from you again? It relates back to the pull energy we referred in the inbound and outbound marketing section. If they are not buying from you again, evaluate yourself on how well you are doing in building those relationships. Are you starting off correctly? Are you asking them questions? Do you care about their needs? Because your customer relationship is the foundation to your entire business. People will continue to do business with those they trust, that listen to their needs and remain connected to better service their needs, just like Connie and her hairstylist. And step three is discovering a need or want by asking questions. To find out more about what your customers are thinking, needing, and wanting, we created an easy duplicate survey for you, which will help you understand your customers better and demonstrate that you care about their opinions. Many of you say that Pink Zebra is the best because they listen, and it's one of the reasons why you actually love being with Pink Zebra. And what we did, we ask questions and we ask for your opinions by doing surveys. So we figured if we can replicate what we do and provide it to you so you can follow with your customers, it would bring you better business. Okay. And step four is the process of gathering information. Seeing how your products work and services might fit or are working for them or not is a part of the process of the sales. It's part of the sales process. Developing a portion of your connection time with your customers and asking for feedback, opinions, or satisfaction levels can prove to be a key in keeping your customers happy. So remember, you have to try to use those surveys, asking them open-ended questions that can help you better service your customers. And in the survey process that we're going to be mentioning a little later, your goal is to learn more about your customers, as stated before. It's not to sell them, not to book a party or join your team, but you're asking them questions and gathering information. And step six is the last one. Once you're done with all the survey, we're going to share how to share survey results and ask for the opportunity to book a party. So once we've done all the surveys, we're actually going to share with you in the next week how you can make those connections to book a future party, which will bring us to assignment 5. We will provide you with a 10-question survey that focuses on your customers' experience with home parties. Your assignment is to first connect with at least 10 of your customers from your Frank List A, and then you will move on to your List B. The call should be no more than 4 minutes long. So, again, you're asking questions. You're not there to book a party or have them join your team or buy a product, but instead you're listening to your customers. And then you want to review the survey beforehand so you're comfortable with the questions that you're asking your customers.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this to kind of do this. This 10-question survey, you'll see a portion of it on the right-hand side of your screen. And it's really designed for you to do those quick 4 to 5 minute calls, because I think that's all it's going to take you to really connect with your customer. So a phone call is preferable. no question, since this really is about building relationships. So that's why we recommend that you start with list A of people that you have cell phone numbers for. Use that as your primary list. And then if you want to expand out and go to more customers, or maybe there's some people that you just can't reach, you can go to your Frank List B. So when you actually talk to a customer, as we sometimes don't always do, you can really listen attentively and you can ask a question if there's something that you feel more information about might be helpful. So for example, on one of the questions, it asks if someone has had a bad party experience. You certainly can then say, just tell me about that. If they did have a bad experience, you would love to know what made them feel like it was a bad experience. So you can always dig deeper with another question to fully understand their issue and really what they were unhappy about. And that exchange, of course, is not going to happen if you're texting. So I just believe that the phone calls for this particular process is going to be the most effective for you. But if you want to get more survey results, we're encouraging you, of course, to do some sharing of that link as well. And I'll talk about that in a second. So I think that you're really able to share that the reason that you're doing the survey so that you can really provide a better experience for your customers. That's what this is all about. So by phone, of course, what we're going to encourage you to do is bring the survey up. So you get ready to make your phone calls with those 10 people on your list A. Bring the survey up on the screen and actually fill it out as you're going through it with your customer. That'll make it easier for you. So you enter your ID number first. That's the very first thing it's going to ask. Then go through each of the questions, asking your customer what their response is, and then just obviously check off the boxes as you go. And you're going to do a separate survey for each customer. So as you get down to the end, you thank them for their time, of course. You finish out that survey. When when you do your next call, you bring up a survey again. So that link will allow you to keep reusing it, okay? If you want to do some through email or through texting, and I did test it today to make sure that it works, and it does, and the survey comes up really well on the phone, you can just send the link to have them complete the survey, but you're going to need to provide them with your ID number so that you get credit for the completed surveys. Because if they don't fill in an ID number, you don't tell them what it is, and they just leave that blank, we won't know that you did those surveys. So I provided the link there on this message. But it also will be in the information tomorrow when you get your Friday communication, okay? So just know that the primary is for you to make the calls and fill it out as you go, and the secondary is for you to email or text or message that link. And honestly, I didn't use Messenger. I didn't test Messenger. I used texting. So you can use that link to try to do some texting. Because if you want to maybe reach out to 20 or 30 customers, it'll be an easier way for you to do that if you want to try the texting. So again, this is really about building relationships with your customers. So there's no asking your customer to host or join during this process, other than if they said to you, hey, while I get you on the phone, I'd love to book one of those parties. By all means, take that business, but this part of the process is not you asking them. So you can certainly let your customers know that you're doing some research on their home party experiences, and really it is to improve your services or your offerings to your customers, or you can just say that you're doing it for your company's sake, whatever it may be. And obviously let them know that it's just going to take 4 to 5 minutes, if they can just answer 10 quick questions. And when you're completed, thank them for their time. And then let them know that you're going to share the results of the survey when you've got them completed. And we'll tell you a little bit about that. So in a survey that we did last summer, unbelievable that 47% of our consultants said that 5% of their calls resulted in a booking. That to me is amazing. And it sounds discouraging. If I knew I had to make 100 calls to book 5 parties, I'd be like, what the heck? So if doing this survey and going through this process and really just getting better at building relationships improved that stat in a big way, I just want to ask you, would it be worth it? So I hope that all of you are nodding yes, it would. And if you statistically are experiencing that, I really believe some of the things that we're doing overall in Bash Camp will help you, because it should never take you that many phone calls to book a party. So we certainly want to work on that if that's happening. But that was truly from the surveys that we did with our consultant base. That was the response that we got back. Okay, so we are actually going to next week after the survey is completed. So this week you're going to spend the time doing those 10 plus surveys. We want you to do at least 10. You can certainly do more than that. But when that's completed, we're going to work on the follow-up piece that Erica mentioned. So we will provide you with all the results for this entire group of people that are doing surveys to tell you what the response is. And you'll get a recap like you see there on the left-hand side. So it'll be a general recap of all the responses from all the surveys that you guys turned in this week. And then we're going to really talk about how to include your website information with a link to the host page when you send these results, because now we're going to suggest that you do this by email. We'll figure out if you can do it by text. I'm not sure you'd be able to do that. To really just promote the booking of a blend bash. And that's all going to come together next week, and you'll see how that will happen. So this is where we are talking about the survey information that we just mentioned about the 47% of you saying that 5% resulted in that booking a party. So this is just that screen to show you that. So now it's a opportunity to wrap everything up. Well, we got through this quick tonight, Erica. It's 9:35 or 8:35 for some of you guys. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah, well, we skipped a few slides in the beginning. I think we skipped 3 slides, so.
Okay, well, that could be part of it. So, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, assignment number 4, just to recap, is completing the A and B Frank list, which is something I hope that you'll continue doing down the road, or whatever kind of lead management system that you keep, because we certainly want you to get into that process more than just for this particular exercise. But for this exercise, you need to be listing at least 10 people, and you can do as many as 30 or 40 if you're excited about doing this process and seeing what your customers have to say, because the more you connect with, the more opportunity you're going to have to connect and get some results from next week with what we're going to have you do. So, of course, the assignment number 5 is actually conducting that home party survey that we're going to share with you tomorrow with at least 10 customers. And again, I want to encourage you to do more than that if you can, because the more you connect with over this next week, the greater chance you're going to have to possibly turn some of those survey result follow-up things that you do into actual parties. Okay, so that's going to help you with that. So,
Okay, Connie, someone asked, really quick, someone asked for those results after the survey. Are we posting that on Facebook? Are we doing an email? How, are we just discussing it over the webinar?
No, that's a good question. I will share some of the stuff on the webinar itself if I've got time to put it in the PowerPoint. But in the Friday message that we do, we will give you a I guess I'll say a synopsis of the results. So you'll be able to actually see a chart with each of the 10 questions and how each of the questions rated in terms of their response. So we'll do it in a bar chart kind of way. So it's really easy for the customers and for you to see what those results are. But yes, we'll provide that in the Friday email that comes out after we do the webinar next Thursday night. Okay.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
They asked if the Frank List A are those people that they're entering for people that have cell phone or no cell phone.
Yeah, Frank List A is those that you have cell phone numbers for, because those are going to be the first group that you're going to connect with, because we prefer that you try to do this by phone call, because again, it just builds a better relationship when you're doing that kind of thing, because you have a chance to converse with the customer. Frank List B is anybody that you do not have a cell phone for, and that would be someone that you would connect probably through texting or email. So how you do the list is really up to you, because we're not going to be looking at your Frank List. I mean, that's really for you to create that list and then obviously do the exercise of the home party experience survey with that group.
Okay, and those are all the questions.
That's it?
That's it.
That's awesome. Okay, so with that, we're going to thank you for being on live tonight with us, and certainly those that are going to be listening to the recording over the next few days. And as we always end, I'm a bash camper. I am, I can, I will, I do, and I did.
I did.
Yes, exactly. And we'll be back with you next week, Thursday, April 4th at the same time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then look for the email tomorrow that will have all the links that you need. We'll have your Frank List connection, your survey, everything that you're going to need will be out to you tomorrow morning. Okay, so with that, Erica, do we say goodnight?
Yeah, we can say goodnight.
Okay, awesome. Bye, guys. Have a great week and good luck with your surveys. Take care.